So you want to do this? You want to play the quarterback musical chairs game right now? You want to start?
Might as well. It's going to be a whole offseason. It's like bleak. It's not. Man, it's not a great field. It's not a great field.
It's not a good year. It's not. There are inevitably going to be names that shake free that maybe we don't anticipate right now shaking free. There are going to be quarterbacks who right now are not day one picks, who by the time we get to April 23rd, shockingly, are day one picks. Quarterbacks that are day three picks that become day two picks. There are trades to be made, moves to be made. But when it comes to the free agent quarterbacks, it's an interesting class. It ain't a great class because remember, the good ones generally don't come free. Good quarterbacks don't become free agents. Now, there are interesting quarterback projects, and I think this year the most interesting, and I don't know that I would even call him a project now. When he was drafted 4 years ago, he was a project coming out of Liberty, but Malik Willis of the Green Bay Packers, who we saw in December off the bench when Jordan Love was banged up, and in January as well. Malik Willis is a guy that has, when he has been on the field for Green Bay, put up utterly spectacular numbers. But he is a guy that can only go to one team, Charles. If I had $1 every time I had a fan base or somebody, an assistant coach, go, well, maybe we go get Malik Willis. Okay, that's great. He's going to get rich. I would love to see him go to the Raiders and have them package those picks, go sign the veteran free agent quarterback, and go do something else at number one. That's just me. It's just me, but I don't think that's going to happen. What do you think, Charles, the market looks like for Malik?
Well, we've had a lot of debate about this. Frank and I as well at the Super Bowl. I mean, we were kind of debating what kind of contract he was going to have. And I can't nail it down because I think I just can't wrap my head around, Frank thought, what was your number, Frank? You thought he was 35,
I way overshot it. It may have been late at night, and I said 30 million a year. I overshot that, but I still think it's gonna be high. Go ahead.
So look,
that's the thing,
think
Charles. It's like,
no, go ahead. I mean, say what. That's the argument.
Quarterback carousel. Look, I don't think people have really done the math on the quarterback carousel. There's about 7-8 teams, if Aaron Rodgers retires, that have no idea what they're doing at quarterback week one. None. Like literally, you can ask each of those teams, who's your week one starter? And it would just be a blank stare because there's just no answer on the roster. Now, how many quarterbacks are available? Usually like, oh, well, the draft is going to produce a few. The draft is producing one guy who should start day one. Like maybe some other guys get forced into that. So, okay, that's one out of the draft for these 7 or 8 teams that need a quarterback. Free agency, okay, there's going to be guys available. 43-year-old Aaron Rodgers, 38-year-old Kirk Cousins. Ugh, right. Okay. And then you got Malik Willis. So I think you're going to see 5-6 teams who are saying, we have no options but Malik Willis. And then you get a bidding war. And I think I overshot it when we were at dinner screwing around. But right now, as I sit here, I really do think it's going to be $25 million a year. Just because the supply and demand. He's the belle of the ball. He's the only guy at a prime age who you're like, you could squint and say, yeah, he could play. Like we've seen it at least in some of these GMs. I mean, not to call it names, but the guy in Arizona, like you're like, well, if I don't fix the quarterback right now, I'm not going to keep my job. And this is going to be somebody else's mess anyway. So why not roll the dice on Malik Willis? I think Malik Willis is going to get paid a lot more than we think he will.
I think the calculus comes down to, what quarterbacks stay in place that yes, we presumed at some point Kyler Murray is going to be out in Arizona. I'm not sure about that right now. Yeah, we presumed at some point that Aaron Rodgers was going to retire. I don't know about that now. We talk about who else? Oh, Mac Jones. I think Mac Jones, right. the San Francisco 49ers will listen to calls on that and see if there is some element of desperation that could pry loose, a solid draft pick. Tua, I think Tua, that's probably the one situation where I still feel like that looks like a parting company. But again, with the overall change there.
But they got no other options.
When you have a wholesale change, right? It
might be a shotgun wedding next year with Tua and the Dolphins. Like you might be like, well, okay, we're going to cut Tua. And then what? Like, there's
in terms
nothing
of
else. We're really going to roll with Zach Wilson and take a $90 million dead cap hit? Like,
in terms of the Malik Willis money, though, I mean, I think what's interesting here is, and this was probably what we debated, all week during the Super Bowl, whenever we would talk about Malik, is what does that contract look like? And I have to presume that it's going to be like a Justin Fields-esque contract that he signed with the Jets, which is essentially, we'll give you a year of guaranteed money, a year and a half of guaranteed money. And if you ball out, and by the way, Matt LaFleur's system's not going with him, right? So you don't really know what this is going to look like when he exits that environment. So you give him a year and a half of guaranteed money, and you basically say, look, let's say it's 25 AAV, right? So let's say you sign him to a 2-year, $50 million deal. You guarantee 35 of it. And you say, look, if you ball out after year one, we'll go back to the table. We're not going to let you get through the second year of this deal. It's really all about, we're going to give you a Baker Mayfield type of opportunity, a Sam Darnold type of opportunity, although we're going to pay a heck of a lot more than those guys. And you're going to come in, if you show us, if you can make like Baker made in Tampa, if you can make like Sam Darnold made in Minnesota, you're going to sign a massive deal the following offseason. That's the structure, I think, that is in play here. But again, the number of suitors, I think it just depends on what quarterbacks we see parting company. And I think the two old guys that you just mentioned, Aaron Rodgers and Kirk Cousins, I don't think they're going anywhere. I think they're going to be in the NFL next year. I really do. And I think that affects that market for us.
So I'm just scribbling this out, trying to structure this deal here. So you want my numbers? Here's my math. And I have not canvassed GMs yet. I was actually about to text somebody as we sit here, but I hate doing that. But at least now, waiting for an answer immediately. So my math would be 80 over 3. Okay, 80 million over 3 with the first 50 guaranteed. So you're guaranteeing 25 per the first 2 years. The average is 26.66. You get your 50 guaranteed, and then year 3, if we're there, is 30.
That's crazy money, right? I mean, this is, it's
a little crazy, but again, supply and demand, Charles, it's going to be wild. It's going to be wild out there.
This is my thing here. We've talked about this before, and obviously it's not rising to the level of like a Tua situation or a Jordan Love situation, but we've talked in the past about, there's obviously concerns about potential injury, the way that he plays, the running has to be a part of that, right? So there's a law of diminishing returns in running quarterbacks, right? So you're really splitting this and you're saying, okay, how do we expect him to play as an RPO quarterback who's going to be running the ball, let's say 10 times a game, 12 times a game. So there's that risk. There's the size risk. There is the limited resume risk. And then again, I'll give him his flowers for what he did in Green Bay. It's certainly not what I expected. I remember standing in Tennessee Titans practice and hearing Mike Vrabel scream at him to speed up his clock in terms of just getting the play out in the huddle and getting to the line of scrimmage and trying to get the ball snapped with time still on the play clock. I think he has turned a corner in those respects. But again, it makes me nervous when you take him away from where he's had success and now you're going to pay him all this money. And I don't doubt, Andrew, that $50 million could be in play for him in terms of guaranteed money. It just, to me, feels like, are we really this desperate? Like, wow, we are in absolute desperation mode. And this, to me, means
I think we are.
This league can't get to that 2027 quarterback class fast enough.